Hey folks, I thought we would do some extra practice on discounts and sales tax. So much of what we do is based on discounts and sales tax. I thought we could benefit from some extra practice. So I have a couple different kinds of questions. And this first question that we're going to do, it's worded in such a way that we can't really solve it the way that we've been shown recently. So I'm going to have to show you a different way. And the question says that Jacqueline buys a dress for 20% off the original price. She saves $40. That's the amount of the discount. My question is, what's the original price? So how much does she pay before tax and then after tax? And so the way that we're going to have to set this up is in a proportion. Now, I know that the discount is 20%, and I can rewrite that as 20 over 100. I'm also told that the discounted price is $40, which means that it's got to go on the same line as the percentage. Okay? What I don't know is the original price of the dress. So I have to use scale factor here, and to get from 20 to 40, it's just times 2. And same thing down here, which means that the dress originally costs $200, which is, I think, a lot for a dress, but that's just me. So this is how much she pays before tax. Now after tax, we know that in Ontario we pay 13% HST, and so we need to know 13% of $200, which is 0.13 times 200. Gotta trust the calculator. So 0.13 times 200, which means she's going to pay $26 in tax on 200. Now many of you may have realized that I'm calculating tax on a price that she's not actually paying. She actually ends up saving $40. So do I need to carry on with this problem? I don't really, because what she's actually going to be paying is $160. Bonus point if you caught on to that. So we're actually going to need to calculate 13% of $160. So that's going to become 0.13 times 160, which is actually $20.80. So if I take that $160 and add $20.80, I actually get $180.80 after tax. Okay? So she pays $160 before tax, after the discount before tax, and then with the tax she pays $180. Now, of course, remember, you can also calculate 113% of $160, which is just 1.13 times 160, which will still give you $180.80. That works as well. Okay? So, tricky question, because you have to use proportion and then use sales tax after you've done a bit of subtraction. So, a bit of a tricky question. But this is a good kind of question for a test. Now, second question, a little bit easier. I bought a watch that retails for $89.95. It's on sale for 30% off. And then how much do I pay after the discount and sales tax are calculated? So, I'm going to pay 70%. This is the quick way. 70% of $89.95. That's how much the discount is. So that's 0.7 times $89.95. Which means that on sale, the watch costs $62.97. Now what I need to do is figure out how much it costs after tax. So I'm going to use the quick method, 113% of $62.97, which is 1.13 times $62.97, which gives me a grand total of $71.15. So after everything is calculated, I'm paying $71.15. Last problem. A used car is listed for sale at $9,000. the price of the car is reduced by 20% for quick sale and then reduced by another 20% of the sale price. So including HST, what's the final price of the car? So, quick way again. If it's reduced by 20%, that means that I'm paying 80% of $9,000, which is 0.8 times 9,000, which is 7,200. Now, the car gets reduced again, so I'm still paying another 80%, but this time of $7,200. So that's 0.8 times 7,200, which equals now 5,760. Now notice, I can't just take 40% off the original price and just pay 60% of 9,000. That only comes out to 5,400. I'm actually paying a little bit more than that. Okay, so that's how you have to do that calculation. You can't just add that in together. Now, last thing, I need to calculate HST. It's 113% of 5,760, which is 1.13 times 5760. Which means I'm now paying $6,508.80 total. So I've reduced the price by twice, and then I calculate sales tax on top of that. Okay? So you can expect some test questions to look something similar to that. Alright? Anyway, have a great night, folks.